Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, well, when it comes to 911 dispatch, a matter of minutes can mean the difference between life and death. A local city is now exploring how it can save those precious minutes and ultimately save lives.
Our Devin Dagnall met with officials to learn how they plan on doing it.
Since 2008, Somerset County's 911 dispatch has been the public service answering point, or PSAP, for both Somerset and Kennebec County. But due to staffing shortages and an uptick in caller frequency, the dispatch recently announced that they will no longer service Kennebec County after June of this year. Waterville officials say that they see the announcement as a blessing in disguise because the city is now planning on restoring its own call center to its former size to become its own PSAP.
Waterville was a PSAP. Back in the early 2000s, it was changed by state law. So we've been in communication with the state and all of our other communities in the area that are also losing services to determine if there's support for us to look at this option. And there is. Both at the state level and the local level.
According to Waterville's mayor, Jay Quello, having Waterville Dispatch in charge of emergency calls will improve response time for two reasons. Waterville dispatchers will know the area better than those who operate in a different county. And by cutting Somerset out of the equation, there will be one less step in notifying emergency services, which can shave minutes off of response times.
A couple minutes for us is significant. Every 60 seconds a fire can potentially double in size. So those couple minutes equal life-saving time that we can never get back.
Although the process of getting Waterville to become a PSAP is still early on in development, Quello says he is almost certain that it will come to fruition without any cost to Waterville residents.
Hopefully it goes to the state. So once the state or legislature allows us to be a PSAP, a lot of that, the things that we currently pay for at dispatch, we're not going to have to pay for.
Quello says a final decision will be announced by the end of July. In Waterville, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, two people are facing charges after police searched a home in Greenbush. On Tuesday, Maine Drug Enforcement agents arrested 34-year-old Cludy Confessor Carmona Mejia of the Dominican Republic and 26-year-old Kelsey Curtis of Greenbush. MDEA Commander Peter Arno says they seized approximately 50 grams of fentanyl with a street value of roughly $7,500, which was recovered from the home's septic tank. Arno says they also found approximately $30,000 in cash, believed to be proceeds from drug sales from the last couple of weeks. The search on Spring Bridge Road was part of an ongoing investigation into the distribution of fentanyl in Hancock and Penobscot counties. He says for over a year, the MDEA has been investigating an out-of-state drug trafficking organization responsible for the distribution of significant amounts of fentanyl in several counties. Over a dozen people have now been arrested.
Well, some state lawmakers are pushing back against the prospect of any outside foreign influences having a role in Maine elections. They want to prohibit foreign governments and companies from electioneering here in Maine. Maine has earned top marks for keeping elections clean throughout the years, but Republican State Senator Rick Bennett of Oxford says more needs to be done to make sure outside money isn't used to influence the vote.
When you have foreign corporations or any corporations coming in and spending literally tens of millions of dollars, which they are doing in Maine to affect the outcome of our elections, it really, it's perverse and it needs to be corrected.
Senator Bennett and other state lawmakers tried to pass a similar ban 2 years ago. That proposal was vetoed by Governor Mills.
State officials announced they are one step closer to making paid family and medical leave a reality for the state of Maine. On Tuesday, Senator Matty Daughtry of Brunswick and Representative Christian Cloutier of Lewiston presented the findings and recommendations from the commission to develop a paid family and medical leave benefits program. According to Daughtry, after the 2-year study concluded, the bipartisan program determined the benefits are not only needed in the state, but would also be inexpensive to implement them.
We're an outlier in New England. 4 other New England states have a paid family and medical leave benefits program, and it's putting us not only at a competitive disadvantage when we're trying to recruit new employees, but with the oldest state in the nation, and it's absolutely crucial for this to happen now.
Cloutier says the reception of the findings were mostly positive, with only a few questions from the Labor and Housing Committee. As it stands now, a benefits program bill is being drafted to be presented to the legislature in the near future, but an exact timeline has not yet been set.
The Maine Educational Opportunity Association hosted its annual TRIO Advocacy Day inside the Maine Hall of Flags in Augusta. TRIO is a federally funded college-based educational opportunity program that works specifically with students of low-income backgrounds to attain their higher educational goals. Participants of the TRIO program shared success stories with fellow members and Maine legislators. Maine Educational Opportunity Association's chairperson, Michelle Richards, says this event is particularly important for the organization.
It hopefully will raise awareness for TRIO programs and also gain some legislative support.
Guest speakers included state representatives as well as a former and current TRIO member. TRIO has partnered with 23 colleges and universities in Maine, serving more than 8,000 students statewide.
Members of Maine's Environment and Natural Resources Committee spoke with Casella Waste to explore possible solutions to the current sludge crisis. Our Matthew Dronsick has more.
The capacity for biosolids has not been developed by any individual community or state in an organized fashion.
State lawmakers were briefed by members of Casella Waste and Juniper Ridge Landfill about the issues sludge companies across Maine are facing, including price hikes, delays in pickups, and environmental issues.
We need actually more landfill space per ton of municipal biosolids to successfully stabilize them structurally in the landfill.
Members of the Environmental and Natural Resources Committee hope to figure out the best way to deal with the situation before it gets worse.
A lot of what I've listened to, it appears that it's a direct result of bulking. That's what it is. You don't have the bulking materials.
Casella claims the sludge crisis occurred when the legislature passed LD 1911 and LD 1639, two environmental laws banning the spread of sludge after some tested positive for high rates of PFAS. However, Representative Mike Sobolewski pushed back.
1911 was a necessary legislation. We can't knock it. We had to have it. We couldn't keep putting that stuff on the ground. So that was necessary.
As the two sides continue to work towards a resolution, Wayne Boyd, general manager of Juniper Ridge Landfill, says both organizations are open to exploring using alternative materials such as wood chips, gravel, and chipped railroad ties to bulk sludge.
The thing about landfill is there's so many pieces to the puzzle. And but yes, we would certainly be willing to sit and talk. And if all the boxes are checked, so to speak, we are interested.
In Augusta, Matthew Dronsick reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, increased demand means an important nonprofit program will soon need more funding. Our David Ledford has the story.
The number of Mainers who rely on Meals on Wheels has more than doubled since the start of the pandemic. The nationwide program, which provides home-delivered meals to those who are 60 and over, homebound, and unable to prepare their own food, is carried out by area agencies on aging across the state.
In our last fiscal year, we served over 1,022,352 meals. So this is a really important program for Maine.
Agency workers say that relaxed application guidelines during the pandemic caused more people to apply. But 2/3 of those currently in the program would have qualified even if people hadn't been forced inside. Representatives say that Meals on Wheels now serves more than 10,000 people across the state. Chris Street, nutrition director for Eastern Area Agency on Aging, says the staggering demand shows just how serious the problem has become in the state.
Oftentimes what we find with older adults that come onto our program is many aren't receiving enough nutritional value from the foods that they eat, or simply just not enough food.
Street says that pandemic funding for the program will soon begin to run out, which could leave Maine seniors with less options when it comes to their next meal. The program delivers to eligible Mainers 5 days a week, and some say the visits are invaluable.
It's a lifesaver. You know, we've have many anecdotal stories of how these programs have saved people's lives. You know, because along with the meal delivery, there's also a little check-in and a connection point for folks.
The program is currently running March for Meals, an annual month-long fundraising and awareness event. And representatives say that it's important now more than ever to show support. In Brewer, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, to learn more or get involved, you can click on this article on our website, foxbangor.com.
And taking a turn outdoors,
Yep.
the weather out there, the temperature is still feeling very calm.
Yeah.
I mean, going out for my evening stroll with the pups was
Yeah.
very, very enjoyable. I
Pretty
will say.
pleasant, yeah, for sure. And with a little bit more on what's coming our way, hopefully some more pleasant and mild temperatures. Let's kick things over for a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. Our first weather is brought to you by Scott's Recreation. Locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Oronoa, Maine. Wow, what a nice and mild day out there today. Really nice to crack your window open. That's how nice it really felt. 44 degrees was our high temperature today. Bar Harbor, same story. Even the northern part of the state did reach mid-40s. Wow, so everybody got a taste of spring, I'd say. It is March, and our official winter is almost over in just a couple of weeks. We do still have lots of snow on the ground, close to 2 feet of snow in the northern part of the state. Here in town, though, we're at around 10, 11 inches after melting a couple of inches of snow today with all those warm temperatures. Right now, though, not much is going on, just a good overcast all across the region. We did have a couple of sprinkles in some spots, but in general, we are starting to clear up. Winds are starting to die down, too. We do have some pretty gusty winds in Greenville, though, and Augusta coming up to close to 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, though, temperatures will continue to cool down, hovering close to the freezing mark. Beth?
All righty, Conrad, thank you so much.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Gifford's Ice Cream plans to open on time despite some serious setbacks.
And we'll introduce you to a 92-year-old woman who still volunteers as a weather watcher and doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. Those stories and much more when we come right back.
We begin in the Pendleton Whiskey Buck and Shoot.
Ryan Solo has a lot of intensity. The kick on this one. Into the ace. Come on. All day long.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
If you're looking for gluten-free, vegan, or all-natural sweet treats, check out the Whole Grain Bake Shop, now located at 231 North Main Street in Brewer, offering a variety of treats made without chemicals, preservatives, or synthetic dyes, all high quality, all natural, and organic. Everything is fresh, made from scratch, and delicious.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
We're coming up there. See you never.
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up.
We on Next Level Chef, baby.
Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
Hello, everyone. Coming up on the next Good Morning Maine, Catherine Ravenscraft will be here from the Bangor Humane Society with our Pet of the Week. We'll also have an update out of Belfast about the affordable housing permitting process, and we'll check out the fun from Herman Mountain as the VZ School got to ski for free. We hope you'll join us.
Welcome back. Orono residents got a chance to meet the candidates running for office today and get a free taco. The college town holds its municipal elections while the University of Maine is on spring break. An event was held at Taqueritas to raise awareness and help facilitate early voting for students and employees that might be out of town when elections are held. Town Council candidate Dan Demerit says this is a great opportunity for the town and the university to work together.
To the extent that Maine is able to be a global leader on things like climate and energy and research in the years to come, the town of Orono has an opportunity to be a partner with that and bring opportunity to everybody that lives here, whether they're a part of the university community or not.
Municipal elections will be held on March 14th. Residents will decide 2 council and 2 school board seats.
Well, this is one of those stories that's difficult to read because I'm too busy looking at the video. Gifford's Ice Cream made an exciting announcement today. The Maine business says they're opening 4 of their 5 family-owned stands as scheduled, despite the February factory fire at their Skowhegan plant. Oh, here we go with the ice cream video. Now, that's thanks to a partnership with a network of other ice cream companies. COO J.C. Gifford says the support from the community in the wake of the fire has been overwhelming, and it certainly hasn't gone unnoticed.
I am excited for when we are back up and running because we've got some things planned to say thank you to the community. I wish it was sooner, but as soon as we're up and able, we do have things in store to appreciate and show that appreciation to everyone that has reached out in the community.
Well, Gifford says ice cream lovers may notice some flavors have minor differences due to production challenges, but the change is temporary. The Bangor stand will be open for business starting at noon on Friday, March 17th, with the Waterville, Farmington, and Skowhegan locations opening in the following weeks. The Auburn stand, however, will not open this year.
Some great sights there. Well, for nearly 65 years, a Newcastle woman has been a weather watcher for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as NOAA. Arlene Cole is 92 years old and still tracking the weather. Asia Reed gives us a closer look on the weather tool she's been using for 6 decades.
It's 1/10 of an inch in the water.
Arlene Cole is 92 years old and still tracking the weather.
It's a habit. Just it's part of my life.
The weather has always sparked Arlene's interest.
I've always been interested in the weather. I grew up on the farm, and the farm weather is very important.
It was back in the 1950s she got started. Arlene took over the job for a friend who died and worked as a weather observer for the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, known as NOAA. Weather observers are a group of more than 7,000 volunteers across the country that tracks and reports weather conditions.
This is the...
Arlene received this letter 65 years ago, certifying her as an official weather observer. Arlene says she has every record she's written kept inside her briefcase, from tracking rain, temperatures, and snow.
Rain, snow.
She says a lot of volunteers most likely use computer technology to track weather, but for her, it's all pen and paper. Arlene's friend who passed away left all of her weather equipment behind.
This equipment that I have out here was hers, and they just moved it down.
That equipment is still in Arlene's yard. When Arlene first started, she would go outside each day and check the temperature. In 1984, she got new weather equipment that allows her to check the temperature right from her kitchen counter. This receiver is wired to an outdoor thermometer.
Do you do this every single day?
You have to be in touch with it constantly.
Yes, okay. How much longer is Arlene going to track the weather?
I take a day at a time.
Arlene plans to track the weather as long as she can properly. Once she can't, she says she'll finally retire.
Wow. Just so cool.
It's a go-getter right there.
I mean, dedication at its finest.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going, Arlene. We love you.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, congressional committees continue to investigate the origins of COVID-19 during a hearing on Capitol Hill.
And some lawmakers are ready to declare Mexican cartels terrorist organizations in the wake of a deadly kidnapping and the ongoing fentanyl crisis. We'll have those stories and more after this short break.
Electrify Maine is Maine's #1 electrical contractor, providing outstanding electrical services to businesses, industries, and homes throughout the state. Electrify Maine also sells and installs heat pumps and is a licensed Generac dealer. Call us today for a free estimate.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider and the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
When the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The More True team works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages. Electrify Maine is Maine's #1 electrical contractor, providing outstanding electrical services to businesses, industries, and homes throughout the state. Electrify Maine also sells and installs heat pumps and is a licensed Generac dealer. Call us today for a free estimate.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
A few days ago, it looked like Russian forces had the city of Bakhmut surrounded and were prepared to claim victory. But Ukrainians defended their decision to remain in the battle. Fox's Steve Harrigan has more from Kyiv.
No signs of retreat from Ukrainian forces in the city they've dubbed Fortress Bakhmut, even as Russia's Wagner group claims to have full control of nearly half the city. Earlier this week, Ukraine's president vowed not to retreat or surrender, while U.S. intelligence claims the city has no real strategic value and its fall will have no real impact on the war. Bakhmut has become a symbol in Ukraine of the country's resistance to Russia's invasion. On Wednesday, amidst news Ukraine was losing ground, a general handed out medals to soldiers honoring their service.
This award is for bravery, courage, and heroism.
The city itself is completely destroyed after more than 6 months of heavy fighting. But Russia says it needs to be conquered in order to push further into Ukraine's eastern front.
Taking it under control will allow further offensive actions deep into the defense of the Ukrainian armed forces.
Meanwhile, in Kyiv, Ukrainian President Zelensky met with the UN Secretary General, the two discussing the Black Sea grain export deal, which is up for renewal. It allows Ukraine to export grain from its Black Sea ports and also allows Russia to export food and fertilizer.
Exports of Ukrainian as well as Russian food and fertilizer are essential to global food security and food prices.
If Russia and Ukraine agree, the deal will be renewed later this month. In Kyiv, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
Years after COVID upended normal life, we still don't know exactly how it started. And on Wednesday, congressional committees explored 2 competing theories: that COVID came from a Chinese lab leak or an infected animal. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
Where did COVID-19 come from?
It's the million-dollar question that remains a mystery 3 years later, and Congress wants answers. A House panel is investigating the origin of the coronavirus. The FBI and the Department of Energy suspect COVID-19 leaked out into the open after a Chinese lab accident, but they don't have full confidence.
The facts are, the evidence remains inconclusive.
The CDC director under former President Donald Trump backed the lab leak theory early on, but he said he was left out of debates led by Dr. Anthony Fauci, who did not attend Wednesday's hearing.
I was quite upset as the CDC director that I was excluded from those discussions.
Why would they do this?
Because I had a different point of view, and I was told they made a decision that they would keep this confidential until they came up with a single narrative.
While not all public health experts agree on how COVID started,
making claims that cannot be supported sufficiently by available data only fuels confusion and mistrust.
All witnesses said
absolutely and completely yes.
The origin of the virus matters to protect the world against a future pandemic. And in the Senate, more questions came up at an annual hearing on worldwide threats.
Will we not be able to say that we believe that the lab origin is the likeliest outcome unless somehow we can provide a smoking gun proof that that's what happened?
The director of national intelligence, Avril Haines, says the Chinese government is to blame for a lack of answers.
China has not fully cooperated, and we do think that's a key critical gap that would help us to understand what exactly happened.
According to a new poll, Americans' view of China hit a record low. In Washington, Malda Rivera, Fox News.
Well, Elon Musk's massive layoffs at Twitter have caught the eye of the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC is now investigating those layoffs and trying to get Musk's internal communications. It's part of the FTC's probe into Twitter's privacy and cybersecurity practices. Since 2011, the FTC has been overseeing the company after Twitter agreed to a consent order alleging serious security lapses in data. That scrutiny increased in the following months following Musk's takeover of the company. Months before Musk took over, Twitter paid a $150 million penalty for violating that consent order. In an updated version, the company agreed to procedures that required it to implement enhanced privacy protection and beef up information security.
Lawmakers are getting involved after 4 Americans were taken hostage in Mexico near the border. 2 were killed. Plus, with the increased number of fentanyl deaths, especially in children, there are calls to crack down on cartels hurting Americans on both sides of the border. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
These cartels have declared war on us. We need to go on offense and use every asset that we have to start dismantling and taking them down.
There are renewed calls to designate cartels foreign terrorist organizations after 4 Americans were taken hostage just across the border. 2 were killed. If approved by lawmakers, the bill would criminalize helping cartels, give law enforcement more power, and allow the Treasury to freeze assets.
I also want to add something beyond the criminal model. I want to put military force on the table, because if this is not an attack on America, what would be?
In a Senate hearing on worldwide threats, the director of national intelligence, Avril Haines, was grilled about how to crack down on cartels and the drugs like fentanyl that are flowing into the United States.
The threat from illicit drugs is at historic levels, with the robust supply of synthetic opioids from Mexican TCOs continuing to play a major role in driving American overdose deaths to over 100,000 annually.
The Attorney General said Tuesday the administration is doing everything to dismantle cartels and prosecute their leaders. Still, many say the situation is out of control.
Things have gotten a lot worse, and I'm sorry to say they've gotten a lot worse during the course of this administration.
Director Haines said one of the biggest roadblocks for her department is that their intelligence analysts and resources are understaffed. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10 today is International Women's Day. We'll hear from women's rights advocates across the globe.
And much more coming up after the break in sports and weather. Stay with us.
That one really likes you. Animal Control, this Thursday on Fox. The Lumineers 2023 Tour. August 16th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. With special guest, James Bay. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com. The Lumineers. Check out their latest album, Brightside, available everywhere.
If you're a recent or soon-to-be college grad and not exactly sure what your new qualification will bring you, just look to the clever few. They know that Toyota could reward their hard work with an impressive $500 rebate on any new Toyota. That's right, recent and soon-to-be college grads could get a $500 rebate over and above already great Toyota financing offers. So see your New England Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden.
Welcome back. We are just days away from the start of daylight saving time when we advance our clocks here in the U.S. so that darkness falls at a later time. And while you'll lose an hour of sleep, which virtually really no one is happy about, proponents argue we gain more daylight. Now some in Congress are trying again to make it permanent. Fox's Griff Jenkins now with that story.
It's that time of year again. Clocks spring forward Sunday with the annual start of daylight saving time. But some are hoping this will be the last year Americans make the change.
People are fed up with changing their clocks twice a year.
It's one reason why lawmakers have reintroduced legislation to make daylight saving time permanent, which could end the tradition of switching clocks back come fall.
It saves energy. People can stay outside and enjoy the day longer.
Some say the shift has been a long time coming, calling the ritual outdated.
The original arguments for going to daylight time was because we would save electricity and save oil.
Some health experts warn permanent daylight saving time could harm public health, misaligning the body clock and the social clock. But others say changing the clock back and forth negatively impacts our health as well.
Changes in mood, increased risk for heart attack and stroke even with this shift into daylight saving time.
Despite past failures, lawmakers say the Sunshine Protection Act to spring forward permanently is springing forward with bolstered support.
I think that just as people have read about it and looked at it more, I think the polling's with us.
And while the Senate passed the Sunshine Protection Act last year to make daylight saving time permanent, it still needs to be passed by the House and signed by the President to become law. In Washington, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
Millions of people gathered in cities across the globe on Wednesday for International Women's Day. Protesters took to the streets demanding equality and higher wages. Fox's Alex Hogan has more.
People around the world gathering to mark International Women's Day on Wednesday. At the White House, First Lady Jill Biden honored those making a difference in nearly a dozen different countries with the International Women of Courage Award.
We're here to tell girls everywhere the truth that they need to hear. Yes, you matter. Yes, you can make a difference.
South Korea saw hundreds take to the streets calling for an end to gender discrimination, while in Spain, people marched against a law that's led to reduced sentences for men convicted of sexual abuse. And in the Philippines, protesters clashed with authorities in front of the presidential palace demanding higher wages and better jobs.
Calling and asserting our right and our freedom of association and the right to organize in order to fight for our demands.
This year's International Women's Day also had a heightened focus on areas suffering from conflict, including Afghanistan, where the Taliban banned girls from attending higher education.
Women here cannot practice their rights and celebrate because we cannot go to school.
While in Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked women for their contributions to his country's fight against Russia.
To all the women who work, teach, study, heal, and fight for Ukraine, together we are free, and together we will definitely win.
More than a dozen countries recognize International Women's Day as an official holiday. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Definitely, it's wonderful to see. You know, you always hear the thing, there's more work to be done, and there most certainly is.
Yeah,
but
always.
Just the fact that, you know, particularly for American women, you know, we're in a country where we can at least talk about these things freely without fear of retribution. We can go to school. The opportunities are there. It really makes you think about women in countries like Afghanistan who literally are barred from just getting a basic education. It's really unthinkable.
It really is. It's astounding to think about, and, you know, hopefully we continue to see that progress throughout the world as we continue to get older.
To fight for equality here, too.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, our full 5 day is coming right up. Stay with us.
And once again today, we had well above average temperatures in the 40s, not only here in town, but all across the state, north to south. More warmer weather will be arriving. When and how warm will it get? I'll have the answers coming up.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease an Elantra for $219 a month, including $1,250 lease bonus cash. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night, now through April, with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Simply call to make your reservation or order for takeout. You can also take your taste buds on a journey with their 5-course international menu, Tuesday through Thursday, for just $29.95 per person. The Lucerne Inn, beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Call Me Kat is back with all new episodes.
Does anyone else hear a chorus of angels?
Maya and Bialik stars in Call Me Kat, Thursday on Fox.
Welcome back, folks. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Our main weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. Wow, what a nice day out there today. We did have overcast conditions, but in general, temperatures were looking really nice, not only here in town, but all over the Northeast. Boston, New York City was in on some mild weather, of course, as well. But more inclement weather will be rolling on in. Tomorrow, we're looking at a couple of flurries. Then later in the day, possibly a couple of sprinkles as temperatures start to rise. No accumulations, though, as temperatures will be above freezing and some flurries that cannot be ruled out, but no accumulations will be likely with this one, with those temperatures well above that freezing mark. Maybe some spots will get close to half an inch. I doubt that as well, because it's not really going to be a big event. Doesn't have a lot of moisture with this one. No winter weather advisories and, of course, no winter storm warnings. But we do have a small craft advisory in effect till around 4 a.m. on Thursday, and this is by the coast, as winds are a bit on the breezy end. Here in town, we do have a 9-mile-an-hour sustained wind gusts close to 20. But look at Greenville, though. 17-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Augusta, Waterville, all coming in with some pretty gusty winds right now. Wind gusts close to 30 miles an hour in some spots. So, yeah, once again, hold your hats, folks. It's definitely a bit on the breezy end. Let's talk a little bit about temperatures. We did have a nice warm air. Warm air really did push up north. Besides this little pocket here in Texas, St. Angelo had only temperatures in the 50s, but look down south, Houston, they were in the 80s. Houston, we got a problem, but not this time around. I mean, 80 degrees, we could take that any day. Our average high this time of year in town is around 37 degrees. So the next several days, check this out. Thursday into Friday, we're going to be slightly above average. Saturday, near average. Then once again, Sunday into beginning of next week, we're looking at near average to even slightly above average temperatures. That's kind of a trend that we're looking at. It will be melting some of the snow that we have on the ground. So snow lovers, maybe not the best news for you. Tonight, though, temperatures will be slightly below freezing at around 30 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies and some pretty breezy conditions out of the northwest at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, temperatures will be rising. Upper 30s, maybe hitting the 40-degree mark. Couple of sprinkles and flurries pretty much early in the day. Then later on, maybe a couple of sprinkles. A lighter wind out of the north at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. Our extended forecast outlook does look really pleasant, folks. Surprise, surprise. Look at this. Lots of dry air. Temperatures around 40 degrees the rest of the weekend, even into beginning of next week. Beth?
Alrighty, Conrad, thanks so much for that.
Yeah, really fair temperatures all week long. Nothing to complain about on that front.
Yeah, no, pretty easy week, at least weather-wise, thankfully.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right, well, sports is coming up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
The housing market is a constant crisis phase, and in 2022, make sure you are the first to the closing table and get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience today.
Are you considering buying a new home? A home inspection is a major step in the home buying process. Knowing the current condition of your future home is very important. From simple DIY repairs to major issues that could cost thousands down the road. Not only can TJ inspect your property, but he is also a licensed contractor. Give him a call today at 210-5000 for a free inspection quote.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Sunday on Fox.
We are ready to duel in the desert.
I'm gonna light it up. The NASCAR Cup Series fires into Phoenix. On this track, talent is forged and superstars are made. It's here in the Valley of the Sun.
Now this is picking up.
That the best of the best look to rise again. NASCAR Cup Series, Phoenix, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Don't spin out or crash while trying to buy your new home this year. Contact the Next Homie today. Get looped and get sold, and let Next Home Experience get you to the finish line.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. The Maine High School basketball tournament has come and passed. There were a few historical moments this winter. We touched on Brewers' first ever championship, and down east in Ellsworth, the Eagles girls made some history of their own. With their thrilling 57-56 victory over Spruce Mountain on Tuesday, the Eagles captured their first gold ball ever. There it is. And brought home the school's first gold ball since the boys did it in 1964. And they did it in dramatic fashion, too, as junior Megan Jordan nailed a clutch free throw with just seconds left to break the 56-56 tie. And despite what her reaction said after the shot, she really didn't know the magnitude of what she just did.
I thought we were up by like 5. To be honest.
When you did realize that, oh my God, I just maybe won us the game.
Yeah, that was like we were cutting down the nets. Abby was the one that told me. Abby and Lily and Addison, they were all like, you just made the last shot.
So you didn't know that you made the last shot until the double zeros were on the board.
Yeah, no.
It's reminiscent of J.R. Smith right there. Ellsworth only has one senior on the squad, and they are led by a great group of underclassmen. And at the helm for the Eagles for the past dozen years has been head coach Andy Pooler, and the team sees the victory as being a long time coming for someone so deserving.
He's a great coach, and he's coached for a long time, and it's just a great moment for us to win it for him.
I think it's pretty special because this group kind of brings its own little element. They're a little goofy, they have fun, but they're serious, where you saw last night when it got tough, they just bucked up and got out of there, and the moment didn't get too big for them.
Congratulations to them. Let's head to the ice now. Maine hockey with some Hockey East playoff action on Wednesday, hosting Vermont in their first home playoff game in front of fans in 5 years. Black Bears, they are looking to move on to face Northeastern, and those Catamounts are looking for the first-round upset. Second period, Vermont down 1. Will Zapernick shot saved, but Timofey Spitserov cleans it up. That's going to tie things at 1 apiece. Third period, Grayson Arnott shooting for Maine. It gets saved, but there is Lyndon Breen on the deflection, his second of the night, 21st of the season. 2-1 Black Bears. Later on, Aiden Carney loses it. Massimo Lombardi, he takes it, deals the backhand pass to Andre Buyalski, who knocks it home. The Catamounts would tie it again. Finally, 6 minutes left. Jacquez Bukat's shot saved by Victor Osman, but the puck still loose in front. Dawson Brunski actually had it past his own line, and Vermont leads 3-2. The Catamounts at an empty netter. They win 4-2. All right, let's move on now. Back on the hardwood with the 2023 Maine High School Hoops Tourney wrapping up on Tuesday. I took to the film room on Wednesday to come up with the top 5 plays of the tournament. Let's roll them. At number 5 is where we will begin. This one will take us to the regional finals. With under 30 seconds left to play in a tie game, Southern Rustic's Emily Landry, she picks off that inbounds pass, up ahead to Cammie Shields, who finds Allie Shields under the hoop for 2 with about 16 seconds left. That would give the Warriors the lead. The rest was history. They'd win this game, and they would go on to win their 4th title in 5 years. Let's move on to number 4 now. This one is going to take us to the Boys B North quarterfinals round. Washington Academy trying to bring it up the court. Chance Mercier has the steal. Peter Kablinski with the slam. This was so nice we had to play it twice, one time in slow motion. Here's Chance. He's going to get the steal, send it up to the big man. He's going to get up there and make sure there is no doubt about it with the two-handed jam. Great play from the Eagles during another great postseason run for them. Unfortunately, fell short in the regional finals. Let's go to number 3 now. This one also Ellsworth, but with the girls now, this is a regional final. Late in the 4th quarter of the regional final, she off the steal, she hits them with the Euro step. Have to see that one in slow-mo. That was a huge bucket in the middle of Ellsworth's upset of Old Town in the regional final. Here it is. Whoop, whoop. Gets it to go with the scoop in the score. They would go on to win their first gold ball ever. This is just one of many memorable plays for Jordan among that run. Let's go to number 2 now, and we're going to go down to the Augusta Civic Center, and this one comes from a quarterfinal thriller down in Augusta. Here's Mesolansky with it on the inbounds, just seconds left. That ball is going to find Merrick Smith. He throws up the layup, and he sinks it at the horn. We have to watch that again. The sophomore, 6'9" sophomore, mind you, rising above the defense to hit this one. He sends home the number 2 seed, Nokomis. That was a big upset for Mesolansky, and send the Eagles to the semis. Fireworks on just the second day of the tourney down in Augusta, and some more fireworks down in Augusta with number 1. We've seen this play a lot since Friday. Brewer down 1 with seconds left to play. Brock Flagg feels the double team, spins and fires to Cam Hughes. He connects, and the rest was history, as they say. This is pretty nice in slow motion, too. The easiest layups are the hardest ones, especially in that situation. Hughes gives Brewer a 42-41 lead with seconds to play. They would win their first ever gold ball by that score. So that will recap the 5 best plays. We had a lot of really great highlights from the tournament. That is all the time we have for sports, though. Be right back after the break.
Tonight's Dunk Report is brought to you by Loring Outdoors. We are looking for committed workers to build one-of-a-kind pack baskets. Head on over to loringoutdoors.com.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. Conquer most anything with the 202 horsepower all-wheel drive Camry or the fun all-wheel drive Corolla Cross, both with Toyota Safety Sense technology included. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Belanger's Drive-In has been locally owned and operated since 1974 and has always been a staple of the local community. At Belanger's Drive-In, we've gone out of our way to make sure there's something to satisfy every kind of appetite. With more than 85 items on our menu prepared daily with the freshest ingredients. It may be hard to choose, but it's impossible to end up hungry. Located at 84 Main Street in Fairfield, stop in and see us, closed on Mondays.
News doesn't happen in a newsroom, it happens out here in our communities.
It's more than just the headlines, it's stories of regular people doing extraordinary things.
And every morning on Good Morning Maine, we'll bring you those unique stories.
Stories that you won't see anywhere else.
And no matter what your plans are, we'll keep you prepared with a look at your local weather forecast for the day ahead.
Better mornings start right here.
Weekday mornings starting at 6 on Fox 22's Good Morning Maine.
The fatal five-way match to determine who meets Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
One of Nashville's biggest weekends reveals a star-studded lineup. A popular anti-hero is heading back to the small screen and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with all of the latest from the Hollywood Nation.
I dreamed about the Punisher every night.
The Punisher returns. Barry takes his final bow, and music superstars celebrate in the Hollywood Nation. The 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards revealed its first round of performers. Artists taking the stage include this year's Icon Award recipient Pink, as well as Kelly Clarkson, Keith Urban, and Coldplay. Taylor Swift will be given the iHeartRadio Innovator Award for her impact on global pop culture throughout her career. The show airs live from Hollywood's Dolby Theater March 27th, only on Fox. Country superstars are coming together to celebrate a milestone event during Music City's biggest weekend. The CMA Fest will celebrate its 50th anniversary this year, featuring a star-studded lineup that includes Tim McGraw, Miranda Lambert, Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, and Little Big Town. The 4-day music festival will take place at Nashville's Nissan Stadium starting June 8th.
What happened back there?
The end is near for Barry. The Emmy-winning dark comedy will end with Season 4. HBO gave a sneak peek at what's ahead with a teaser trailer featuring Bill Hader's hitman-turned-actor Barry Berkman in prison. The show returns April 16th. Jon Bernthal is heading back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the actor will reprise his role as Frank Castle, better known as the Punisher, for the Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again. Bernthal last played the anti-hero in the Netflix spin-off series The Punisher, which ran for 2 seasons.
Let me be what I'm meant to be.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, in other news, the world's first flying bike is hitting the market. The X Turismo luxury air cruiser by Air Winds is currently available in Japan for just $555,000. The vehicle is inspired by the Star Wars franchise and weighs more than 660 pounds with a 228 horsepower motor. 4 fans on the bike provide extra power and stability. The company says it's receiving orders from all over the world.
Bangor Parks and Recreation is gearing up for this year's Kenduskeag Extreme Canoe Race. Registration is now open for the 56th annual event, which will take place on April 15th. According to Bangor Parks and Rec, early registration is on now from now to April 6th. And if you register early, well, you save $15. Head to BangorParksandRec.com for more details. That looks fun.
Yes, it does. And meanwhile, the Vesey Community School is introducing its students to one of Maine's iconic winter activities. They're teaching kids how to ski through a partnership with Herman Mountain. Students could choose between skiing or snowboarding, getting a chance to learn all the fundamentals from the experts.
We go out, help them put the boots on where they have no idea how to put the equipment on. Seeing them say thank you so much and like, whoa, this is really cool. These boots are really heavy, and just telling them it'll get easier and easier the more they do it.
And the folks at Herman Mountain tell us they love seeing the students they teach return to the mountain year after year.
Well, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum in Bradley will be hosting their first Winter Fun Day in 10 years this coming weekend. The public is invited to come out and check out what they're known for. The gas-powered Lombard will be running. The Axe women loggers and lumberjills will be giving chainsaw demonstrations and much more.
Have Touch a Truck with the Bradley Fire Department. We're going to have DEME Search and Rescue with a display. The Air National Guard will have hot chocolate available. The blacksmith shop will be open. Machinery Hall. So, yeah.
And you guys will be there doing chainsaw demos, right?
We will, yeah.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to be running some hot saw demos. So hot saws are souped up modified chainsaws.
Cool.
So we'll do demos with those. We'll be doing some axe throwing. The museum is just filled with amazing antique chainsaws. So we're going to pull some of those out, get them out for display so everyone gets to enjoy them.
Well, admission is $5 per person, and it is suggested that attendees wear snowshoes or ice grips on their shoes, and of course, dress warm.
I think that's some good advice there, especially for an outdoor winter day, but so much fun to be had, it sounds like, and a lot to learn, too.
I've definitely done some axe throwing, and I was shocked at how much I enjoyed that, so I'm definitely interested in the lumberjill aspect of that day.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff there. All right, well, that's going to do it for everyone here. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.